Today, we're diving into a story about a kind of loyalty that is so profound, it stretches across almost a decade. This is the incredible tale of the 9-year Sentinel. Just think about that. Every single day for 9 whole years, which is practically a lifetime for a dog, this loyal companion named Max just waited. So the big question is, who exactly was he waiting for?
Let's really let that number sink in for a second. 9 years. That's more than 3,000 days. I mean, can you imagine the kind of unwavering hope it would take for any of us to wait that long? It's a level of devotion that's almost impossible to wrap your head around.
So this is where our story really begins. For 9 long years, Max stood this silent vigil right outside the same house, like a furry little guardian, just holding on to this single, fading hope that his owner would come back.
And it didn't matter what the world threw at him, either. Blistering heat, freezing snow, thunderstorms, you name it, it all came and went. But his loyalty, it never wavered. He just stayed right there at his post, this constant presence as the seasons changed all around him.
Now, you're probably wondering, how did he even survive all that time by himself? Well, the thing is, he wasn't completely alone. His long wait didn't go unnoticed, and this is where the heart of the community really enters the picture. The whole neighborhood kind of became his extended family. People made sure he always had food and water, and the local kids would stop by to play with him. But even with all that kindness, everyone understood something really important. His body was being cared for, sure, but his heart was waiting for someone else. Wow, this timeline really puts his incredible patience into perspective, doesn't it? From that very first year, when hope was probably still pretty fresh, all the way through year 5, and then to year 9. An entire chapter of a life spent in just one spot, just waiting. And this was the really heartbreaking reality of it all. His entire wait was for a love that just seemed lost to the past, for a person who had, for all intents and purposes, just vanished from his life. It was a story that really seemed like it was heading for a sad ending. But then, after more than 3,000 days of waiting, something shifted. A little flicker of hope appeared when everyone least expected it, and the story takes this unbelievable turn. And just like that, on one totally ordinary day, after countless others had passed in the same quiet way, the whole world for Max was about to change forever. The wait was almost over. Suddenly, his senses, which had been just kind of passively watching the world go by for years, were jolted into high alert. There was this one scent on the wind that just cut through everything else. Now, you got to remember, a dog's sense of smell is, it's on another level. 10,000 to 100,000 times better than ours. So for Max, this wasn't just some hint of familiarity. It was a loud, clear signal. But what was it? It was a ghost from his past, a scent that had been locked away deep in his memory for 9 long years. Can you just imagine his ears perking up, his eyes widening with this dawning recognition that must have felt like a dream? And here it is. This is the moment the entire story has been building towards. The miracle that 9 years of faith had finally earned. The reunion that really defied all the odds. So get this. The man, his owner, had come back to town, and he had absolutely no idea that his faithful friend had been waiting for him this whole time. But for Max, it was as if no time had passed at all. He knew that scent instantly. The bond was never broken. It all started with that first sign, a slow, maybe hesitant wag that just exploded into this frantic shake of pure, uncorked joy. It was the physical release of 9 years of hope that had been bottled up inside. Then came this detail that's just so powerful. The depth of his emotion was so overwhelming that his eyes actually filled with tears, just like ours do when we feel something so immense. And this was it. The final cathartic moment. All the waiting, all the lonely days and nights, just completely erased in a single desperate sprint right into the arms of the person his heart never ever forgot. This story of Max is so much more than just a story about a dog. It's a really powerful reminder that the deepest connections we have, they aren't bound by time. True love, in its purest form, has this almost infinite capacity for patience. Max's story just goes to show you that hope should never be completely abandoned. Because sometimes, against all logic and long after it seems like all hope is lost, the wait finally ends.
And that reunion, that return, it feels like nothing short of a miracle.